Blessings, BookTube. This is Poetry Thursday. I have a poem here that I think fits a little bit in with Mystery March. It is The Ring and the Book by Robert Browning. It's a tale of a crime. Um, it's not super mysterious about who did what, but it's more of a sort of why done it. Kind of like Rashomon, where you have all the different perspectives and you got to piece it together. So it includes or represents things that Browning likes. So you can take away from this that he loves Italy. So this is a story about a crime in Rome. Um, his interest in crime passionnel, so sort of lovers killing lovers. Think of his Lost Duchess, his um, Porphyria's lover, I want to say. And here his epic Ring and the Book. And then we also have here the dramatic monologue. So the 12 books, so the tale is going to be told from different perspectives. In fact, at the end of it, the Pope is asked to appeal the case or appeal the conviction of Guido and refuses. So you get his perspective, get all the different perspectives: the girl, the guy, the henchman, the interfering priest, the parents. So the action can be told rapidly in, let's see, sort of 2.5 stanzas, or one and a quarter stanzas here. So let me give you the action, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. Enough of me. The book. Oh yeah, the book. The ring is a sort of a symbol for what is signified. Um, for the in the lost wax metallurgical technique that they use for like the Benin bronze, I believe is what he's talking about in the goldsmithery of this ring, is the sort of alchemical symbol. And the book is the book in which he finds this story of this crime. So the book, I turn its medicinable leaves in London now, till, as in Florence erst, a spirit laughs and leaps through every limb, and lights my eye, and lifts me by the hair, letting me have my will again with these. How title I the dead alive once more. This is written sort of in a kind of blank verse. You'll get the rhythm of it pretty rapidly. So Count Guido Franceschini, the Aretine, descended, which is in Tuscany, descended on an ancient house through though poor, a beak-nosed, bushy-bearded, black-haired lord, lean, pallid, low of stature yet robust, 50 years old, having 4 years ago married Pompolina Comparini, young, good, beautiful, at Rome, where she was born, and brought her to Arezzo, where they lived unhappy lives. Whatever course, the curse the cause, this husband, taking 4 accomplices, followed his wife to Rome, where she was fled. From there, Arezzo, to find peace again, in convoy 8 months earlier of a priest, Aretine also, of still nobler birth, Giuseppe Carponsacchi, caught her there, quiet in a villa, on a Christmas night, with only Pietro and Violante by the parents, both her putative parents, killed the 3. Aged they, 70 each, and she 17. She was married at 13, I believe. And 2 weeks since the mother of his babe, firstborn and heir to what the style was worth. Oh, the Guido who determined, dared, and did this deed, just as he purposed, point by point, then bent upon escape, but hotly pressed, and captured with his co-mates that same night, he brought to trial, stood on this defense. Injury to his honor caused the act. And since his wife was false, as manifest by flight from home in such companionship, death, punishment deserved of the false wife. And faithless parents who abetted her, in the flight aforesaid wrong, nor God nor man, nor false she, nor yet faithless they, replied the accuser. Cloaked and masked this murderer glooms, true was Pompilia, loyal to the pair. Out of the man's own heart a monster curled, which crime coiled with connivancy at crime. His victim's breast, he tells you, hatched and reared. And coiled we the stretched stark the worm of hell. A month the trial swayed, this way and that, ere judgment settled down on Guido's guilt. Then was the Pope, that good 12th innocent, appealed to, who well weighed what went before, affirmed the guilt, and gave the guilty doom. So we have here all kinds of things going on. We have a poor noble, Guido. So there's a question of sort of bride price and dowry. And at a certain point, it becomes clear to the parents that, their daughter is like in rags and bruised, And as often happens, the abused escapes when she's pregnant, right? So you get pregnant and now you're like, oh, what about this baby? I can't bring them in this situation. So she escapes with the help of this priest, which of course Guido is, casts aspersions on, and then taken in by the parents. She goes into a nunnery at one point to have the baby, I think. Anyway, and she goes to her parents' house, and then where Guido and the henchmen catch them. But the Tuscan court gave him legal recourse, so sort of condemned her to death. Taking his side, obviously, and then this would be in the Roman courts that all this action is happening, sort of the trial. And what else is in question here? Oh, there's a secret identity, her secret identity of the bride, that comes into it at a certain point. So there's a number of finer points that are put here. But besides the regional north-south rivalry between Tuscany and Rome, you've also got this ancient Greek myth idea of like conflicting moral imperatives. So like, if your father kills your mother, you must avenge your parent's death, but you can't kill a parent. So you've got these two competing, sort of first principle moral imperatives, both of which are fine on their own, but then, which one they conflict, right? So here you sort of got the patriarchal, right? And then the just sort of, well, I won't say any more than that. And then so it's interesting how and why justice prevails, and Guido gets beheaded, and the henchman hung. So, you wouldn't really necessarily have expected that outcome in the patriarchy, but even the Pope weighs in and says, yes, Guido is guilty. So it's a neat little poem, not little poem, epic poem, 12 stanzas, books, cantos, maybe, I guess would be the best way to say. Well worth a read, easy read, as you could see. Trips along nicely. A little bit wordy here and there, but not too many sort of obscure allusions or the sorts of things that might throw you off with Browning at certain points or some of the other poets. And there you go. So that's my mystery offering for Poetry Thursday. Thank you.